Hello, and welcome to episode 57 of the DaebakCast. This is actually this is in fact a weekly podcast where the three of us come together each week to talk about K-pop and what's currently in the industry. Sometimes we have album reviews. This week we have 4 topics, I believe.
We have one album review.
We have one album.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Gugudan's album review. Spoiler alert.
Single album.
And we're going to be talking about the opening ceremony that just happened over the past weekend. Our time, your time, it would have been a week ago.
No, it would have been a couple of days ago. It only happened on Friday.
No, for their time.
Oh, but if you're listening to this full episode, then it would have been a week prior. But if you're listening to the topic, it would have been 4 days ago.
Yeah. Anyways, IOI. And we're going to also talk a little bit about YG because we've been putting that topic off for a while. So, as always, I'm joined by Nate.
Like this. Like this.
What song is that?
The one we're reviewing?
Oh, okay.
Like this. Like this.
Oh, okay.
Got to know.
Honestly, I didn't even register that.
Yeah, well, that was the point.
Yeah. Anyways. After that embarrassment, Andrew as well.
Oh, wait.
Has 3
Before
things.
Andrew.
Yeah,
no
reviews.
Well, no reviews and no questions. So
Right.
just reminding people, leave questions if you have them for us. Write reviews, and we'll read them and stuff.
Yep. And Andrew, who usually has 3 things.
All 3 things are mildly Number 1 is the Superb Owl was last week.
Yep.
Wait, actually, no, the Superb Owl got canceled last week. I don't know what happened.
Yep.
I don't know what happened about that. I'm over it, but I was up until I did not sleep that night. Partially because I was mulling over the loss that the Patriots had, but mostly because of my number 2. They pulled a Beyonce and Phantom dropped the 3rd Cloverfield movie, the Cloverfield Paradox, and that kept me up until 6 in the morning because it was just I'm a huge Cloverfield fan, so it literally it was just like a huge fan service sort of thing. And I guess as number 3, yesterday I saw the one of the benefits of living near New York City is you get to see Broadway plays, and of all the esteemed Broadway plays that I went to see yesterday, I saw the world-renowned, world-famous, highly critically acclaimed SpongeBob the Musical.
Amazing.
It was pretty fun. Not gonna lie.
That's on Broadway.
Yeah, it's a Broadway show. Not even they have a lot of nickel and related. They have SpongeBob. They have School of Rock.
Next, you gotta go see Shrek the Musical.
No, I'm good. I'll stick to SpongeBob, but yeah, that's my 3 things.
I've seen a Broadway play.
Which one?
Beauty and the Beast.
Oh no, I saw that back when.
This was in 2007.
Oh, I saw it in 2004, 2005. Because if anyone grew up watching the Disney Channel, Christy Carlson Romano, who was the voice of Kim Possible / the older sister Ren on Even Stevens, she was she played Belle for a short period, and I got to see her play Belle during that period on Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, that was pretty good too. You've never been to New York City, so until recently, Jacob. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I've obviously never seen Broadway because literally my first time in New York City was to go to K-Con.
Which isn't even in New York City.
Yeah, so I'm Jacob, and I guess I'll have one thing. Today I bought Milkus on the way home.
Wow, that's an insane quote by Tableau.
Yeah, it's a great blown out. Today I wrote.
He just wrote that.
I bought Milkus on the way home.
That's just one page of blown out.
That does sound like a Tableau quote. I bought Milkus on the way home. Was home and home was far away. The end.
Yep. Home is so far away. Literally for me. Anyways, I guess we can get right into the first topic, which is the most recent one, which would be the Olympics. They're being held in Korea, And on Friday night, we got to see the opening ceremony on TV.
And by we mean Andrew.
Andrew, yes.
Jacob and I have not watched it yet.
Because I paid $9 for a VPN service to watch CB, because NBC, they insist on tape delaying it and never they insist on not showing it until like prime time locally because they like money. So I paid for a VPN to watch CBC's live stream of it, like uninterrupted and everything. So yeah, I guess I'll just try to go over as much as
I only got to see about like 10 minutes of it because I tried using a free one and then I ran out of data because on that site you couldn't limit your quality. So
shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just that I'll be going through some like of the photos to help give visual reference. So obviously, the 2018 Winter Olympics are being held in Pyongyang, South Korea.
Pyeongchang.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Pyongyang is the wrong one.
You know why? They actually on their logo they insist on separating, because Pyeongchang is actually one word, but for the logo
that's 2 words.
They insist on separating it so people don't confuse that.
Yep.
It's kind of like how they do that. They do weird name things or because of different language barriers or whatever. But like the logo for like Brazil is spelled with an S. When they had or in Rio de Janeiro or whatever, or when they did it in Torino, or it's technically Turin, Italy, but they said the name was Torino because that's supposedly how like people like normally pronounce it. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so it's in it's there. So a lot of the nice thing about the opening ceremony is that they recruit a lot of the local help, because this is taking place in like Gangwon province, so it's like near the mountains, which not even joking, this is probably the first time in a long time that they actually have a Olympics or a Winter Olympics in a place that's cold, because the last Winter Sochi, Russia is considered like a Mediterranean resort town. Like it's like 60 degrees there all the time. Like they have to import the snow, and then
there were tons of problems at Sochi too.
Well, I mean, they invaded a goddamn country after it. So they invaded Georgia after the Olympics. So, and then before that was Vancouver, which Vancouver is like one of like the warmest like cities in Canada. Well, just like
it's so cold though. It's
Pacific Northwest, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more north than Potsdam is, and Potsdam is so cold that there's an expression that when it's dark, windy, and snowing outside, it's Potsdamming outside.
Is that really a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely use that from now on. But yeah.
Well, people here say that, but yeah.
So with that in mind, like they were saying the temperature during the opening ceremony was around 0 Celsius, so that's pretty cold. So which is why they insisted on keeping. It's one of the shortest opening ceremonies in recent time. It was only about 2 hours and 20 minutes. So
yeah,
their whole theme was based around like I guess sort of exploring the history or like the legacy of South Korea and that sort of thing. So their mascot was they had 2 mascots, which one was like a white tiger and one was like an Asiatic, like a brown bear sort of thing. So yeah, they had like these cool like animatronic sort of things. Or the story was like they had these like 5 kids that are exploring the history of Korea. 5 because it's obviously the name like the same amount of colors as the Olympic rings.
Yep.
That sort of
Their
thing.
coats were all colored that way as well.
Yeah. So obviously they did that. It was pretty cool, like just from a technical standpoint, even because a lot of what they did when like their presentations, they like that didn't involve like people. They had like this like projection mapping sort of stuff onto the floor, and like it turned into water, that sort of thing. Yeah, so obviously they do all this sort of like anthem stuff. The interesting thing is when they performed the Korean national anthem, it was an international choir. Like it wasn't just Korean kids; it was just like everyone was singing Korean. What else did they do? They sang they sang Arirang, of course. That's like a requirement for every Korean. You have to sing Arirang.
Hell, I sang Arirang during my South Korea or my music history class when I was studying abroad.
Yeah, so
Wish I could take classes like that.
just,
I have to
yeah, I
take
took-
real classes.
I took tennis and South Korean music history and a mobile programming class. So I had one real class. All
I had
plus
to take
Korean.
data structures and statistics and
rip.
whatever.
So yeah,
Animation. Yeah.
Another amazing thing was there's this like they had this opera singer sing I think it was like the Olympic, because the Olympics have their own anthem or whatever. I don't know why they're not a country, but yeah, like they got this like crazy opera singer. She's singing it in Greek too, which was insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had a lot of most of it was not really, like, to be honest, there wasn't as much K-pop as any of us expected, because I guess mostly the opening ceremony is just mostly trying to showcase the history of the country and just like their sort of culture and that sort of thing. And the closing is where I guess they tried to do like more music party atmosphere sort of thing, because it's over and nobody's really competing anymore.
Of what I saw in the beginning, I really thought that was really cool what they did with the different animals with the puppets. That were operated by like several people. It was incredible.
Yeah, so like opening ceremonies are basically like a halfway like rock concert, halfway Cirque du Soleil sort of thing. It's that very like fantastical sort of element, because it plays, especially when you're dealing with like an East Asian country like South Korea, where a lot of their history is rooted in like this mythology sort of thing, or there's this I don't remember how exactly it was, and maybe Nate, you might know something about this since you like were in Korea for a while. Like one of like the animatronic or like the like man operated like animals they had it's literally like a bird with like a human face on it, and like they say it's something a part of their mythology. It's like that's where like the origination of Korea was or something like that.
Nope, I don't know about that.
It's crazy stuff, but it was really cool how like they brought all of it to life.
There is in regards to K-pop, there is like a stage like throughout the Olympics. And they tweeted, like the actual Olympics tweeted, February 11th, Hayes, EXID, Wuju Sonyo, and Teen Top.
Oh, so that's what that WJSN performance was.
17th is BAP, Baek Ji-young, and Gugudan. 23rd is Jazzy Fact, and Dynamic
Never
Duo.
heard of them. Yeah.
And March 10th is B1A4, Jesse, and BY.
Yo, that's a lit lineup. Damn.
So there's gonna be K-pop like at this. It's called the Olympic Gangneung Live Sites. So I assume they're just like stages that people can go to and
that's
like
amazing. If
your
it's
artists.
free, if that's an I get out.
Well, you probably need tickets to the Olympics.
Oh yeah, because I think you might need a grounds ticket or whatever just to even get
exactly. You do
the facility. So.
I'm pretty sure.
Still, that's so worth it. I'm not even joking. Like I say this as a sports fan. I'd rather go watch the concerts than even go watch like all the unless it's hockey, because just baseline sort of thing. During these next 18 or 14 or so days, fuck Canada. 100% in everything.
Sorry to all Canadian viewers.
But especially in hockey, fuck Canada. I'm still salty.
Except I don't know. Hockey's all weird this year anyway.
I know,
but NHL thing.
I will never let go. Freaking Sidney Crosby scoring that goddamn overtime goal. I will never live that down for the rest of my life.
There's a Clarkson grad who's in the American hockey team. On the guys and one on the girls, but the girls one's on Canada, I think.
Oh God, no! I hope she loses. But anyway, getting back to the few sort of K-pop or Korean music sort of things that besides like Arirang and all the anthems, they had a nice gesture where they sort of like had this like gesture of peace, or like they're, I guess, that was sort of the underlying message, is that they want like peace with these games. So they a bunch of singers, including the very lovely Ji-young from Bolbolgansa, singing a rendition of John Lennon's Imagine. And I think, like, as far as I can tell, they got like random, like, they got people from all around the world, from different countries, and their like native instruments to sort of like provide the backing track to it. And then yes, and they're singing. Let me look up the actual names of the people. It was
I have an article up.
yeah, it was
For the Imagine
Ji-young,
performance?
Yeah, it
Yep.
was Ji-young, John In-kwon, Ha Hyun-woo, and Yeon-mi. Yeon-mi is the only one I'm not that familiar with, but I know one of them is a member of Gukusten, the rock band.
Yeah.
Yes.
The weird Tool, Nine Inch Nails rock band that
Yeah,
we
but I didn't know. It's just like,
listened to a
wow.
few months ago.
Of all the people to sing Imagine, of all the people to sing like a song like John Lennon's Imagine, you wouldn't think the guy that does like prog rock would be a prog rock vocalist would do that. But he wasn't. Some people were like saying like, oh, it sounded weird or whatever. But I mean, they're not native English speakers for the most part, and I thought it was nice. I think that I loved all the sort of like I guess themes of cooperation, and I mean the like most outstanding one being Kim Jong-un sent his sister. I forget what exactly like title she has in the North Korean government, but she was sent as an official representative of North Korea, and also for the first time in almost a decade, North Korea and South Korea marched together as one Korea, which was amazing.
I think it's over a decade. I think last time I saw it was 2007.
Yeah, so over a decade, which is insane. So yeah, they did a very nice sort of thing where usually you just have one person to be the flag bearer for the countries, but they decided to have two flag bearers. One was from North Korea and one was from South Korea. They did the same thing during the torch lighting as well, where because usually you have like really important like athletes, not just winter athletes, but just like athletes from your country's history that lead up to like the second to final, and they were the second to final people. I believe they were both on the hockey team. They were but one North Korean and one South Korean. The women's hockey team has a unified North and South Korean team, and as far as I know how it works, it's going to be every game that they play, at least 3 North Korean players will play. So that's crazy how they're able to pull that off. The picture I have up right now, speaking of like the Parade of Nations, is this guy from Tonga, which is like a really like small like island nation. His name is Pita Taufato'Fua. I'm sorry if I butchered his name, but he got really famous during the Rio Olympics 2 years ago because he walked in shirtless and oiled up and everything because like obviously like these Pacific Island nations, and like he like just to participate, because he's originally a Taekwondo practitioner. Just to participate in the Winter Olympic Games, he studied cross country skiing just to participate in these Olympic Games.
Wow. He must be an incredible athlete if he made it even. He must be an incredible athlete recently.
If he's literally gonna walk out in 0 degrees Celsius, all oiled up and shirtless. Like his nipples could probably cut diamond in that kind of weather. Probably. Yeah, but everyone was, I guess. Overall, people were saying like, "Oh, it's not that hype," but I mean, I did enjoy the opening ceremony for the most part, and obviously the lead up to like the torch lighting was amazing, and obviously there's only one person in the entire country that would have been able to do it, and it's the one and only. They gave her actual nickname now is like the Rob Queen or something like that, or whatever. It's Yoona Kim, obviously because she's literally the most famous like athlete. We
also talked about her in like episode like 1 or 2.
Yeah, we also thought we'd have an entire episode about her, but yeah, she's pretty much the most famous athlete in all of Korea, and she's been after she retired from figure skating, she was an ambassador for the games the entire time. So it's only fitting that she got to light the torch for her country. Some of their fashion was pretty good too. Korea, they had like these like sick North Face jackets, and then they had these shoes with like these slip-on shoes where the elastic band said Korea on it. Like I don't know if I can find a picture of it. Or some other sort of things. They had a lot of technology, not just the projection mapping, but they had this whole section where they have all these drones that I don't think they did it live because it must have been a nightmare to like organize, but on like the mountain slopes or whatever, they had it go up into the sky, and it lit up to look like a snowboarder, and then they made it to look like the Olympic rings and that sort of thing. I mean, they've had those sort of like drone like air shows or whatever on CES. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And like during the Parade of Nations, they did play some K-pop songs, and
Yep.
the only ones that the only ones that the CBC commenters like recognized was Gangnam Style. And shout outs to there were these people. As always, there's always like people like trying to hype up like the crowd while all the nations are entering, because there's a lot of there's like 80 something like that always go to the Olympics. So there's always these people like on the floor like dancing for like an hour straight.
Yeah, like basically cheerleaders.
I feel so bad for them. Well, I mean, hey, at least they're keeping warm, but still, like they're dancing for an hour straight and they can't stop until like the host country comes out. So yeah, of the songs they played, Gangnam Style, which obviously everyone recognized. They played Likey.
Yeah.
They played Fantastic Baby. The only other one they recognized was DNA. It was like when they were playing DNA, like the one lady was just like, "Oh, this is K-pop. This is definitely K-pop." And I'm just like, "Wow, that's the draw of BTS, where they BTS is the
synonymous.
one other song. BTS is the one, like DNA is the one other song besides Gangnam Style that's recognized as K-pop." And then they played Red. Yeah. They played Red Flavor.
Yeah, apparently, I on my way down to my friend's house for the hackathon this weekend, his mom called in the car and she was like, "Yeah, they were playing," and I quote, "Gundam style."
Gundam style.
Gundam.
Oh my, Gundam style.
That's gotta be a thing. That's gotta be a thing.
That's gotta be a thing already.
But the fact, I don't think she knows what Gundam is, but that's hilarious. If that was the mispronunciation.
Oh man, but. Yeah, I think that's everything I have to say about the opening ceremony. It was beautifully done. I'm definitely going to be more hype about the closing ceremony because it's already sort of been confirmed that EXO is doing something there. CL is doing something. Like I said, there's rumors that Ailey might do something because she like literally the most famous. Can I say that I love you, or I love you like the first snow or whatever is, or I'll go to you like the first snow is literally like the most famous like drama song as of late.
Well, yeah, it's the most famous recent one.
Yeah.
Yeah. See that and anything from Goblin. That exactly. Beautiful from Crush.
Yeah, so there's the rumors that might have a performance. So, yeah, that's definitely going to be more of the K-pop concert sort of thing. Because, like, it's a lot... Yep. The closing ceremony is a lot more loose, where, like, they don't even, like, have a full parade of nations. Everyone just, like, enters en masse, and, like, it's just a concert. Like, the one I remember mostly was in... Beijing Olympics, like the closing ceremony, they had like freaking Jackie Chan was singing like at the end of their concert and that sort of thing. So yeah, they're probably gonna do like they're probably gonna put a lot of like the famous idols on stage there and just hopefully showcase it to the world. But yeah, I'm definitely excited. I'm always excited about the Olympics, even if I have to stay up until like I don't know, like 3 a.m. just to watch it, because everything's literally at night. Nothing's on during the middle of the day because it's like a 14-hour time difference. So, but I just hope that we win everything, especially hockey, and Canada just gets no medals at all. So
wow,
go USA, go America.
All right, so I guess from there we can go right into topic 2, which is Gugudan album review. If I'm not mistaken.
Topic 2 is
single album.
Yeah, our review of Gugudan's new single album, Act 4, Cait, Sith. It's a cover album of Final Fantasy songs.
I'm not
sure.
No, we're gonna get sued.
The title track, first song is The Boots, which is just like funky, upbeat song. It kind of reminds me of Shiny, and it's amazing.
Yeah, immediately when I listened to it, immediately when I listened to the teaser, what I really liked about it was that whistle.
Yeah.
Like, it's just great. Like, it's really, I could do it.
Yeah, it's really catchy.
Something like that. Whatever. I can't.
Yeah. Anyways, that was close.
Yeah, it's just awesome. Like, at first, when I listened to it, I wasn't completely captured by it, but that part I really did like a lot. Mm-hmm. And then after, like, listening to it, like, 3 or more times, I was on board with it. I like it a lot. So
I was on board with it, like, from the first second.
Instantaneous. Yeah, exactly. Same.
I think for me, it's just the chorus didn't catch me originally, but
it did.
I definitely like it.
It did for me so much. A lot. Like, I don't know if this makes sense, but this feels like Gugudan's Run Devil Run.
Yeah, it totally feels like Run Devil Run. The outfits are 100%. Like, the song, not so much, but like, the concept entirely.
Yeah, because it's a more mature concept for Gugudan, but it's not venturing into.
I mean, the outfits are
too
straight
sexy.
up Run Devil Run.
It's
It's like
it's more,
like what was the term I used for it?
it's
I
classy.
can't remember. Yeah,
Next,
It's
like
next I
elegant,
Next-
sexy concept.
Next,
Yeah.
I want Twice to go in this direction. Give me that.
Yeah,
At least once.
It's amazing, but
But no, yeah, like the instant I watched it when I was at work, and I was like, screw it, I have to watch this because it's Gugudan. Like, and it's like right away, like early in the morning, no one was there anyway. And then I just freaked out in the group chat until someone woke up and listened to it because no one was awake.
I
And
woke up at like noon
like,
too, so I had like a whole half a day's worth of messages to read of Nate being like, "Watch this." He kept like linking it like every.
Yeah,
5
I
minutes.
linked it every like half hour.
and and then
but-
the
go ahead.
best part, like, my Reddit comment was, or well, I'll say it first, but the best part is Mina had the double ears. She had the double ears. It's like when Rock Lee took his freaking his weights off in the Gara fight. It's like she unleashed her ultimate power, and it's amazing. I was
Andrew's
so
weird
happy.
thing strikes again.
Oh my god! But
But-
I love everything about this. Like they nailed it perfectly, and like I guess it's something I didn't necessarily expect coming from Gugudan, considering that Chokokoko was like completely
the
different
opposite of
direction.
this.
Yeah,
Like-
this was kind of out of left field, but I think it definitely still fits. I think they pull off the concept well.
Yeah, it's amazing how versatile they are, and I love that they're just they're trending towards this more mature style. Like I don't mind the silliness of their previous songs, but this is definitely something I found. It's easily my favorite Gugudan song. I can say that like I think I've had enough like mulling over it that it's my favorite Gugudan song.
Yeah, I still can't decide, but it's
I
definitely
like A Girl Like Me the best.
it's
Still.
first
I
or
just
second.
love that song so much.
Yeah, and like the MV is insanely good. Like the colors and just like the visuals in general between both the scenery and the members.
Yeah,
Because
they have these velvet, like really just boxy, almost 90s style jackets, almost military style velvet jackets, like blue, like everything about like just like from the outfits to the choreography even.
Yeah,
which is-
choreo.
yeah, it's like not something you really necessarily say about Gugudan, but it's just it was so well done, and it's weird that I feel like I'm surprised considering like how much we like Gugudan before, but it's definitely like
That's because it's a different feeling.
yeah, it's a different concept definitely, but it blew my expectations away.
Also, holy crap, that dance break.
Yeah,
Dance break comes out of nowhere,
Yes!
and
And
it's
then
like, oh my god, this
And
is
they all
amazing.
have like these bomber jackets and shorts on. I'm just like, yo, we got fuckboy Gugudan. I'm into that.
Moving on to Silly, which is an electropop, like straight up Lovelyz song. Lovelyz-esque. So if you listen to Lovelyz, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's a fun song,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I really like the instrumental as a song. It's got like the guitar on top of the like the super electropop, like chiptune-y type stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed
anything
this
else?
one too. Though definitely, I would say, I again, this entire album sort of gave me like Run Devil Run, like comparisons, even to this album track, because it found, at least to me, it sounded very SNSD ish.
Yeah, I
Is it-
could see that.
Yeah, because so she definitely had this sort of style back in like the 2010, 2011
Yeah.
sort of thing.
For me, what it actually reminds me of is like more of like their like Love and Peace
the
Japanese
Japanese
music.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's what
'cause
it reminds me of more.
They definitely veered more towards the electropop kind of style, and that's definitely
Yeah.
that's where Lovelyz, Elris, and Gugudan get all that influence from in
Yep.
terms of like the electropop. But it works so well for them. Again,
Definitely.
I just love how it shows how versatile they are, where they could go from like this like mature, sexy sounding song to like this like really fun like electropop sort of song, and it still sounds like them, and it still sounds so good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And finally we have Lovesick, which is like the
It's a
ballad pop song.
cover. It's a cover of the TTS song.
It is not a cover of the TTS song. Which is like their ballad pop song. It's the ballad of the album, but it's upbeat, like poppy ballad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, for me, this didn't stand out as much as the others. That
Yeah.
being said, I still did think it was all right for just being on a single track, anyways. So
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
all right. It was good.
It has some good um, some good high notes in the background and stuff. And then I thought like the choreo is really simple, but it's just like cute and elegant because they did do this as their like a
Yeah.
bonus song.
Okay.
It wasn't like super crazy or anything, but it fit the song well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely didn't stand out as much on my end, but I mean, yeah, there definitely does tend to be much filler when it comes to Gugudan albums, considering everything they've released is a single album. I don't like, or a mini album.
Yeah, the first two are mini album.
It's mini or single for the most part.
Yeah,
So,
they haven't put out a full album yet.
Which
I
they
assume
probably
their
should.
next. I assume their next release
They
will be
probably
a
should
full
because
album.
they've been around for a while at this point. So
Yeah, I like the song a lot. But yeah, it's not blowing anything out of the water. Okay, that was our short topic review since it's just a single album. So for overall, I gave it a 9. I gave it 5 out of 6 for music, 3 out of 3 for concept, and 2 out of 1 for bias point. So I gave it a 10.
Yes.
No, you're gonna. If I could cheat, I would give every IOI group a 10 out of 10 regardless. It could be like the worst album ever, and I would give them 0 for everything, and then give them 10 points for bias points, and then they would get a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
but no, I gave it a 9.
I'm in the same camp too. 5 out of 6 when it comes to the music. 3 out of 3 for concept. And again, that's just barring like the first mini album. I forget what the lead track off of that was. Yeah, that was alright. But everything after that, like their concepts have been so original and so well done that Gugudan's definitely rising on my IOI. Like we have to do that IOI ranking thing. Like again sometime this year because it's definitely changed. It's definitely changed. And bias point, I would give it 2 out of 1 because 2 ears, but no. So yeah, it gets a 9 out of 10, and like, I'm just on all 3 fronts when it comes to just like the visuals, the actual song, like the concept, that sort of thing. Gugudan's just killing it right now.
Yeah. I think for me, I'll give it a 4 out of 6 for music just because there's 3 songs, and I think I'll probably listen to 2 of them. So there's that. I definitely give it 3 out of 3 for a concept, though, because I really like the music video. I really like the progress they're making as far as their concepts are going, showing how versatile they are and stuff like that. The choreography was pretty decent. And yeah, overall, I liked it a lot. So I also gave it a bias point because obviously we like Gugudan here. So 8 out of 10 for me, and I think that should still just be a 9.
That's a 9. Yeah, that averages out to a 9. Anyway, so it gets the shiny.
It does. It gets the shiny.
Yeah, don't even call it like the sticker anymore. Just call it the shiny.
It's the shiny.
The shiny.
Yep. So that will lead into topic 3, which I liked Andrew's description of it as the IOI State of the Union address, because I'm definitely going to be doing this
As
at least
IOI Entertainment.
Yeah, as the CEO of IOI Entertainment.
The unofficial CEO.
I will definitely be doing this at least once a year, if not more. But basically, I just want to talk about because we had a discussion in our chat about how this comeback from Gugudan is going, and it doesn't seem to be doing very well. And I just thought it'd be a good topic to go over the trajectories of all the IOI branch groups, and Chungha. All the ones that are actually putting out music, and just their sales and how they're doing and what the companies can do to make it better. So I'm going to read off a lot of stats, and it's probably going to be a little dry. But after we go through all those, we can discuss each group or as a whole, because it's pretty similar for all the groups, to be honest, their trajectories. So starting off with Chungha. So I'm going to read their YouTube views for the singles, the based on the top music video that shows up. So if there's more than one, I didn't combine them because some of them I couldn't even find. So I just the first one that comes up when you search. It has the Guion chart sales chart for digital or for physical and digital, or album sales and title track digital sales, and then these are just sales in Korea. So for Hands on Me and Why Don't You Know, which came out June 7th, 2017, It has 16 million views on YouTube. The album sold 11.6 thousand copies, and the title track sold 911,000 copies digital. And it hit 8th. The album hit 8th on the charts, and the title track hit 13th. For Offset and Roller Coaster, it came out August 8th. Or that's wrong. That came out January something. That must have not updated this
Whoops.
one. Let me look this up. Sorry.
I was just like, wait a second, did that come out?
No,
like a
yeah,
couple
that's
weeks
the
ago?
one. That's the one. I must have missed that one. It was hard to keep track of all of these things.
We're using a random web crawler to compile these.
January 17th, 2018. It has 7 million views right now, so pretty good. In less than
Roller Coaster's doing really well, actually, because again, came out a month ago and it's already got 7 million views, which is pretty good for any IOI branch.
Yep. The physical album Offset sold 11.1 thousand. We don't have sales on the digital title track yet. The album hit 3rd and the title track hit 10th. Okay, moving on to Daya for Do It Amazing and Somehow, which is their debut, which is September 14th, 2015. 3 million views only. The album had 2.3 thousand sold, and Somehow had 20,000 sold. Album hit 11th, and the title track 152nd. And then My Friend's Boyfriend, which is another song on that album that they used as a second single, has 2.2 million views, sold 4,000 digital, and hit 288th. For Happy Ending and On the Road, which came out June 14th, 2016, has 4.6 million views. Album sold 9.4 thousand. Title track hit sold 81,000. Album hit 7th, and the title track hit 48th. For Spell and Mr. Potter, which came out September 13th, 2016, we have 3.9 million views, 13,000 album sales, 22,000 title track sales. Album hit 4th, and the title track hit 103. For YOLO, and Will You Go Out With Me?
God.
Came out August 8th, 2017. 4.3 million views, 18,000 album sales, 27,000 single sales or digital sales. 3rd for the album chart and 78th for the title track. Love Generation with Can't Stop came out August 8th, 2017. 1.4 million views, 27,000 album sales, 18,000 digital sales. 7th for the album chart, and the title track did not chart digitally.
Ooh.
For Present, which is the repackage, title track is Goodnight. So these are going to be lower. Repackages are always way lower. This came out August 8th, No, this didn't come out August 8th. I didn't update this one either.
So wait, how did they split up? Because you know how the one album was split up 3 ways?
Yeah, I think that's the sales of the...
Did they just combine it? Or
I'm not actually sure. Let me see if the Wikipedia page says.
Yeah, because how would would they
So
cheat?
which one of these actually came out on August 8th?
August 8th, I think...
Everything just came
no,
out on
it's
August.
copied off of Wikimiki.
Okay.
Copy and pasted and then did not update some of them.
Yeah,
So
copy-pasted.
Love Generation came out August 22nd. And then the repackage came out October 12th. 22nd.
Okay.
I'm gonna see. Okay, it doesn't say how they do it. I'm thinking they're doing the sales of the actual. Well, because how it worked is you bought Love Generation, and then you could. I'm assuming it's combined. It's probably combined because they all have the title track on it.
Yeah. So
Moving on. So the repackage came out October 12th. It has 890,000 views. It has 9.5 thousand album sales. No idea how much the digital sales are. The album hit 12th and the title track didn't chart. For Gugudan, we have Act 1, Little Mermaid, and Wonderland, which came out June 28th, 2016. Wonderland has 6.9 million views. The album sold 22,000. The title track sold 116,000. The album hit 2nd, and the title track hit 35th. For Act 2, Narcissus and A Girl Like Me, which came out February 27th, 2017. We have 8.4 million views. Album sold 29,000. Single sold 70,000. This hit 3rd in the album charts and 38th on the digital charts. For Act 3, Chococo Factory and Chococo, which came out November 8th, 2017, we have 2.5 million views, 20,000 sold album, and 17,000 sold single. The album hit 8th, and the single didn't chart. For Act 4, Cait, Sith, The Boots, which came out February 1st. These has 1.4 million views. We don't have any sales information, but the album did hit 7th on the sales charts, and The Boots hasn't charted on digital.
Oh, I thought it hit. I thought it hit 1.7. I don't know. Maybe it might be more recent, but it's almost definitely guaranteed to within the next maybe month or so. It might pass. There's a good chance it'll pass Chococo.
Yeah, I think it will.
That's a lot for that's a lot of that's their heaviest first spike definitely with the Boots.
Yeah. So next is Pristine with High Pristine and Weiwoo, which came out March 21st, 2017, my birthday. 24 million views for Weiwoo.
Yep.
43,000 album sales, 157,000 digital sales. Album hit 4th, and the single hit 48th.
That's by far the that one album and that one title track is by far the most when it comes to when it comes to IOI. Not yet.
It's the most views, but it's not the most views. Next is School Out and with We Like, which came out August 23rd, 2017, 9.7 million views, so a big drop off there. 27,000 sales for album and 21,000 for digital, also a big drop off. It hit 4th and 94th. For Wiki Miki, we have We Me and I Don't Like Your Girlfriend, which came out August 8th, 2017, 6.5 million views, 50,000 album sales, which is the highest. 21,000 digital sales, though. Album hit 7th, and the title track hit 95th.
That Dolian power, though. That Dolian power.
So for Wuju Sonyo,
Yujung,
we have Would You Like with Momomo. Came out February 25th, 2016. 3.6 million views, 13,000 album sales, 14,000 digital sales. Hit 7th for the album charts and 206th for the digital charts. For Catch Me, which is another song on that album that they did as a double title track,
MV,
has 2.6 million views. There wasn't any sales information on the digital sales, so I'm not sure. We have The Secret and Secret, August 17th, 2016. We have 5.7 million views, 19,000 album sales, 89,000 digital sales. It hit 6th, and the title track hit 49th. From Wuju Sonyo with I Wish, came out January 4th, 2017. 6.8 million views, 36,000 album sales, 166,000 digital sales. 4th on the album charts, 49th on the digital charts.
I was going to say that, wow, this had the most digital sales. Then I scrolled back up to Chungha and I was like, oh, yeah, 900K.
Yeah, exactly. A Happy Moment and Happy, June 7th, 2017, 6.3 million views, 38,000 album sales, 45,000 digital sales. 3rd on the album charts, 77th on the digital charts. So overall, there's a pretty common theme here of where, ignoring Chungha, pretty much
the outlier in all of this.
Chungha's the outlier
in all aspects. She's the outlier, not just being she's solo
bias.
too, and she's not a group, and she's in she's in her own tiny entertainment company, relatively speaking.
Well, so. I mean, most of them are. I would MBK is not a big company. Jellyfish and Fantagio are small in terms of music.
Yep.
So she's definitely in the smallest, but yeah. So overall, there's pretty common themes here of all of these groups do pretty decently on album sales. Actually, if you notice, all their album charts are in the top 10, 3rd, 4th, 7th a lot of the times.
Yeah.
But their digital sales aren't that great. Mm-hmm. And what that tells me is they have the hardcore fans me where they buy everything, but they're reaching the general public.
Mm-hmm.
Chungha's the outlier. Obviously, she actually has kind of smaller physical sales. So she only had 100 or 11,000 sold, whereas for Pristine's debut, they had 43,000. Wikimiki had 50,000. Mm-hmm. But she had almost 1 million digital sales, which is infinitely higher than all of the other groups.
Yeah, because she's definitely the one. Yeah, she's the one here where she has mass appeal, but and also has the hardcore IOI fan base to boot.
Like,
Yeah, so it's definitely
it's get the ride off of like Sunmi's coattails and Hyun's coattails, and kind of just like be the next generation of those.
Mhm.
I think she's definitely going to be a huge power in the solo female singers scene, like even like years from now. Also, I was just on her Wikipedia page, and I've been lied to. Her her birth name is Chanmi, not Changha.
Yeah, she legally changed her name to Changha. You never
I did not even know that.
How can you be on the show?
So we'll do we can do each group. So like Daya is clearly the smallest of these, and we kind of knew that. MBK has always been garbage at promoting their groups and just handling their groups in general.
So I guess this is where we can talk about like how we want to like what you think like their trajectory is, or, like, how we want to improve them.
So Changha, like I think she's fine. Like Roller Coaster is not. It's selling about the same as Why Don't You Know. We don't know how much digital sales it had, but it charted higher. So
it might even be more.
It might even be over 1 million now.
Yeah,
that song, like even upon first listen, I was like, "This is a hit. Like this is gonna be really popular."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's easy to.
I think Changha.
Yeah, it's not even like anything controversial to say. Changha has the highest upside of anyone on this list right now. Even after like, well, maybe actually no. I'm not sure if she. We'll have to see what happens with Somi's group whenever she ends up debuting. But I'd still tend to think that Changha has the highest upside out of anyone in IOI right now.
Right now, yeah. Once Somi debuts, it's all over.
It's all gone.
It's twice as little sister
Everything's
group.
Gonna destroy.
But, especially because it's gonna be with Ryu Hyun. I think what's her name, Ryu Hyun Jin. I think she got first on Mix 9 for the girls. She was a JYP trainee, so like she's definitely gonna be in the same group as.
Wait, Ryu Hyun Jin? That's a baseball player.
Yeah, that's right. It's Ryu something.
Whoa, a baseball player on Mix 9.
That is
Ryu Hyun Jin was the guy who plays for the Dodgers.
Whoa,
was getting
He's
it wrong.
Multi-talented.
I was getting it wrong, but I couldn't remember.
I'll look it up while you're talking.
Shin Ryu Jin. That's why.
All right.
Close enough. But if there's one thing I have to say with Changha though is, like, or at least my like suggestions. Well, not that we have anything to like any legitimacy, but I'd say I'd like to see her do collaboration or have some producers that either specialize in sort of like the kind of music she does, like some type of like like EDM or type of tropical house sort of thing. So
Get Cards producer.
I wouldn't mind. But my first three choices were London Noise, Mono Tree, and of course Obi Klein and Charlie Taft, because I feel like they could write songs that are perfect for Changha. Also, I'd like to see another R&B acoustic R&B track or a sort of slower track like Week was be a single, because that's definitely another one of her strong points that I don't think should be ignored.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Changha's fine. I think we all agree with that, though.
Yep.
Next we have Daya, who's clearly the smallest. Like I said, MBK doesn't really know what they're doing. They never have. They also debuted pre-Produce 101 and IOI, so that's why like their debut stuff is like really low, because they didn't even have that.
Yeah.
Like nobody knew who they were. Nobody knew Daya. Daya was insanely small.
The thing is, though, you think that having that head start at least in terms of name recognition, they would have capitalized on it more. But I'd say that they're
company's MBK.
Like
they only sold like 2K, 4K albums. Not many people really knew them.
I guess like my major problems with Dai is that their concept is stagnated, and they need to move beyond it being Cheon and Friends. Like it cannot be that.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean,
prior to the unit, I would have said they were a sinking ship and they're doomed.
Oh yeah.
But after the unit,
exactly. So
don't diss Yevon, please.
But I mean, like
Yevon and Somi, they definitely like are starting to pull their own weight as far as like recognition goes, which I'm really glad they were able to do.
Yeah.
So
and I like. Yeah. And they're definitely on the upward trend. Like if you look at their album sales, they're the last like Love Generation sold 27,000. Like it's been up every single album they've released, and not counting the repackage, which repackages never sell nearly as many.
Yeah.
But like So like, sure, if you look at their music video views, they're like down and like not doing great.
Yeah.
But the album sales are constantly going up, like 9.4 to 13 to 18 to 27. Like they're doing fine in terms of album sales, and that's because they got that popularity from Produce 101 and IOI, and I think it'll keep going with Yabin. Uh, no spoilers. I haven't seen the unit finale yet. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. But there's like Yabin was like second the whole time, so she was like in top 3 or 4 the whole series. So she almost guaranteed to be in the group.
She needs to bring back her short hair though. Come on.
And Somi, I don't think she'll make it, but she did really well. She made it to the last episode.
Yeah, so basically, like they were the newest. They basically newested the unit basically. They ultimately I'm sure that was what MEK's goal was. It's not necessarily to win, but just to expose the members of the group or the group just in general. So,
and that'll add to their popularity. I think that'll do because the unit did decently well.
They better not squander this though. They better not squander like.
Well, the problem is like they're gonna have to wait a year because like sure they gain popularity, but it's because Yavon's popular and she's gonna be in this other group for a year. So like or however long. So like it's kind of weird how that's working. Like they need to make sure when she comes back that they like get her out front with Chaeyeon and Kathy instead of just shoving everyone aside for Chaeyeon. But yeah, like I don't think their music's bad. I think they're like they fill the role. They're doing well. We weren't really a huge fan of Can't Stop, but yeah, we liked all the other stuff on it. We really liked the title track before that.
We like the subunit stuff a lot better.
Yeah, we liked the subunit stuff, but we liked Will You Go Out With Me. We reviewed that as well. Yeah. And we all liked that title track. So yeah, I think they're doing fine. They're like I said for all these groups. I think they're like besides Chungha, I think they're always gonna have a really hardcore, smaller fan base that's gonna buy the albums, but they're not gonna be like unless one of them gets a like insanely big hit, they're not gonna ever be like Red Velvet Twice level.
So basically, they're gonna be something more like Rainbow or like Girls' Day before they blew up.
Yeah, basically they're gonna be they need
or
to
like
be like,
Oh My Girl.
Yeah, okay. So right now, yeah, definitely.
They need a boom boom basically.
But the thing like even with Momoland, I don't think it's gonna stay. I think like the next song it's gonna peter off.
Yep.
It was just this like one hit, like this one's really big. Like I think they'll keep fans and they'll do better than they did before, but I don't think it's gonna be as huge to where they're actually winning and stuff. Depending on who they're up against, because if there's no one around that they're up against, they could win again, of course. But moving on to Gugudan, who sparked this argument. Like we said, like their sales are actually down, which is disappointing. Their views are down. Like that's what we're worried about because one problem. So, Wonderland actually did really well in Korea. Like digital sales, that was 116,000, which is like one of the highest songs on here. But and then Act 2 sold better physically and has more views, but it didn't sell as well digitally. But I guess Korea just did not like Chococo because it did not sell nearly as well.
It's probably too weird.
I think so. It has like way less views.
And they didn't like because it's basically much like Ogu Ogu. It's basically like weird orange caramel type of stuff, but they don't have the same type of name appeal. Orange caramel did, so they couldn't get away with it.
And then with the boots, we're a little worried, but like I think the problem with the boots is this is the style that Korea doesn't like right now. Like it's the same problem with Fingertip from G-Friend. It just like tanked their views and sales compared to their usual stuff. So I don't think they're gonna stick with this concept. But who knows?
I do have to say though, is like Gugudan is, to make a wrestling reference, they're like mid card talent where they're very popular, they're very talented, and they have like good content. It's just that they're never gonna reach like the top, like they're never gonna hit like the top of the card or whatever. Like they're never gonna be like the top tier talent, which sucks. But I mean, they definitely have their passionate fans, and I feel like Gugudan is definitely the most Like they definitely have the most unique sort of style to them out of all of the groups. They're definitely the most experimental when it comes to music and concepts. So that like one of those will stick, I think, eventually. One of it has to stick.
Yeah, another like big problem with Gugudan is they just have a lot of like Ake fans for Sejong and Mina. Like there's a huge fan base for just Sejong that hates Gugudan. It hates everything to do with Gugudan.
It's really dumb.
It's really dumb.
Really can just stop.
Like a lot of people just
Mina ears protection
like,
squad.
Because that's the thing. If you Sejong solo like won a musical show and like sold really well, the one that Zico wrote.
Yeah.
And I mean, has Sejong done like OSTs before?
She's done, yeah. I think she's done OSTs.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, or she's done like features on like ballad tracks or whatever. So I can understand why they want her to do solo stuff, but still.
Yeah, but like, yeah, and then there's a group that just wanted Nayoung, Mina, and Sejong because the ones that were on Produce 101 to be a group, and then there's people that only care about Sejong and Mina, and there's the people that only care about Sejong. It's just like they just like have a lot of hate that's undeserved. Like they have really talented members.
Well, no, yeah, the Gugudan is very talented.
That's part of the problem is Jellyfish is doing the same thing where they're only getting Mina and Sejong on shows.
It's Mina, Sejong, and friends, unfortunately.
Like they're not. They need to get Mimi and Sally on, or Hana on variety shows, like the visuals. They need to get the vocalists on like King of Masked Singer and type of stuff. Like they just need to get their members out there, other than Sejong and Mina. And I think they'll start to grow on people. But yeah, right now it's just an unfortunate situation of stupid Ake fans and Jellyfish giving them like songs that aren't really hitting in Korea right now. But they definitely have the talent. Moving on, anything else you want to say, Jacob?
No, I think really what they have to do as far as Gugudan is concerned is, like you said, literally just get people on variety shows so that people know their names, know them, because like for all they know, like if they get on a certain show or they become a regular guest or something, like they could click with people and become really popular.
Knowing Bros or like Weekly Idol yet, or?
No, like the problem with Knowing Bros is it's insanely popular now, so like
it's not
a line easy for these like smaller groups to get on it.
There's a line.
Like it blew up because IOI was on it, so like, but since then it's like they're getting like the biggest groups. They're getting Icon and they're getting like Boa. Yeah, exactly. Like there's so many people that want to be on the show. They can only have 1 to 2 people or one group a week. So like it's tough to get these smaller groups on.
Yeah.
Next we have Pristine. So Pristine's debut is one of the biggest, definitely the biggest digitally outside of Chungha. So yeah, it sold 157,000 digital, 43,000. But there's like a huge drop, and it also has the most views easily, as even over Chungha has 24 million views. And I think a big part of that was the lead up with Pristine Girls, like over half the group, or Pledis Girls, sorry, Pristine Girls. Over half the group was on Produce 101, so they all got exposure there, even though only 2 of them made it. Yeah. And then while they were in IOI, they did Pledis Girls, so they were doing weekly shows. They were kind of doing like an AKB48 type thing, where they were doing weekly concerts and meet and greets and stuff. So they really got their name out there and built up the fan base before debut. So yeah, and Wee Woo is just a really catchy song. It really hit like what Korea wants right now. So yeah, 24 million views is huge. It sold really well. But yeah, now we go to We Like, and that just dropped, and which is like one of the things that I thought might happen with the IOI groups is like they would debut really strong and then just drop.
Because it generates the buzz, like, oh, this person that wasn't IOI is debuting.
Nayoung, Kyokyung are in this group, like, so let's pay attention. But after
that, they don't retain much.
So yeah, like We Like only has 9.7 million views. It's
and
like
also, I'd have to say part of the drop off might be also, I guess it just maybe it sounds kind of similar in a
Yeah.
way. It just there was definitely not that much of a progression, which I kind of covered in our review. But yeah, there wasn't much progression in terms of the song. So yeah, I guess, which is it's weird because I'd say Pristine is the most popular in a way, but
Yeah,
also,
outside
like,
of Chang'e, yeah, I think they are.
of the groups, I'd say they're the most popular. But man, that drop off is weird.
But
So we'll see what they're up to.
it's hard to say with Wiki Miki because they're definitely rivaling them for the most.
Wiki Miki. Well, Wiki
we'll
Miki had
see
a
with
huge
their new
debut. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see with their second release coming out in a couple weeks.
Yeah, but
10 days.
with Pristine, I'd say that, I guess, like, maybe if we like didn't necessarily hit, maybe like go like full in on a concept. Not it doesn't necessarily need to do a complete concept change, because like they still have that.
I don't know. Black Widow was like.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's actually that's actually what I would like. My point
as
was
an actual title track.
Yeah, no, like they need to go full in on that Black Widow type of, like, they need to be like, Pristine needs to be like the not necessarily the next like 4-minute type of thing, but they definitely need to go in on like that girl crush type of vibe that like that Black Widow has, where like and yeah, Black Widow is so popular that it's like it's an album track that I feel like a bunch of people know. Like,
well, I mean, they promoted it for a week or two or whatever.
Yeah, so it's I feel like there's something there that they need to explore. So we'll see whenever their next comeback is, and I'd hope that they'd go towards that direction. So
yeah, I mean, they definitely have the resources too. Like Pledis and Starship are the two biggest companies out of these groups. So like Pledis with 17 and Newest, like it definitely has the resources.
Right, yeah.
So they can definitely push them. And so yeah, like I think they definitely have a shot of being the most popular. Any other comments, Jacob?
No, like I said, Pristine, I think they're doing as well for Chang'e. Like Chang'e is, I think they're on the highest altitude up as far as the actual girl groups go. I guess I shouldn't say that yet, because Wikimiki hasn't really they haven't had anything past on like a girlfriend yet.
It's hard to compare Pristine and Wikimiki because Wikimiki somehow had an even like almost stronger well, no, so there's two. They didn't really, because like we were saying,
just their physical sales.
They had the physical sales. They're the strongest. Like they have that hardcore fan base, but Pristine had the general population like fan base, where because it had way more digital sales, the music videos, way more views.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the next Wikimiki album sells. So yeah, moving on to Wikimiki, they don't have very many views on the music video, but yeah, 50,000 albums sold is the most on this chart, like the most out of any group, even Chang'e. Chang'e like sold tons of digital, but she didn't sell very many physical. So they definitely have that hardcore fan base, the biggest.
Because Yujong and Doyeon are so goddamn popular, so of course they have a head start pretty much.
That might be cheating, because they did do that second special edition that came out like a month later, that like a lot of people like me bought, so we bought 2 copies. But I mean, most of these like albums had multiple versions, so I guess that's not that cheating. Like Chang'e's second release had 2 versions. Happy Moment had 2 versions. Both of Pristine's albums had 2 versions. So you can't really say that's cheating. But yeah, we'll see with Wikimiki. They have a new album coming out in like 10 days. It has 3 versions. I purchased all 3 of them because I'm crazy. I will unbox them. So we'll see how people how that does in terms of sales and how the song is received. I know, like, I Don't Like Your Girlfriend has a lot of fans, but it's very very polarizing.
Oh yeah, because the song is disjointed, a la I Got a Boy, so that part turned off people.
That turns people off a lot, yeah. But also has hardcore fans.
So in terms of music, I'd have to say, when it comes to Wikimiki, one thing I'd like to see is maybe more of a like dive into the EDM side of the sound that they sort of have, because I guess the one thing I was thinking of is Neverland, off of their debut like mini album, which sounded like a very good song. And also, remember the song that Doyeon did with Long D? Like that was amazing. So I feel like they could pull off a song like that just as Wiki Mickey. Like I think that would do well.
Yeah, and
Definitely.
I think Yoojung and Doyeon are two of the most famous of the IOI members. Like probably after Somi, I would put them up there as the most recognizable. Yoojung definitely. So like they definitely have that power there. And Yoojung goes on a lot of variety shows.
Yep. Yeah, she's always on variety.
Well, she has been. She hasn't recently, but she was for a while. And they have their own variety show. And one thing to note: this 50,000 albums sold. This was the highest of any rookie group album in 2017. Like any rookie group.
Wow. What? Even more than 101?
Maybe not 101. They might not count 101. I don't know. This is what they said that on the variety show, because I was watching the variety show. Okay. There's definitely no way it passed 101, but they probably just don't count that as because it's like a project group or whatever.
Yeah, I guess.
Like I think they mean out of like
actual debuting groups that aren't gonna disband in 2 years. Yeah,
exactly. Because like out of all these like Pristine, all these albums, all the IOI branch albums, Dreamcatcher, it might have been girl groups actually. I can't remember.
Probably girl groups then.
Because I'm wondering if Card
doesn't count because they're like.
Card didn't sell nearly as much as them anyway.
No.
But it's definitely the highest out of girl groups. I know that for a fact.
Yep.
Okay, moving on to finally we have Wuju Sonyo, Cosmic Girls. They're also on they're on an upward trajectory for sales, physical, and pretty much digital as well. They're definitely growing the most, I would say.
It seems like they're staying about the same for MV views, but that's not really a bad thing.
Yeah, like and MV views is the least important out of all of these.
Because that's exactly.
Because it's like most. Like it's almost all like early on, and it tapers off unless you're Twice and you have crypto farms of computers streaming Twice music video.
When are we gonna start Twice Coin?
Twice Coin.
Yeah,
he's gonna hit like 500 million views this year. I'm calling it.
Yeah, the way to solve the blockchain is by watching a Twice MV.
Yeah, no, seriously. Wait, no, wait. We should delete this part of the podcast so that we can actually work on starting Twice Coin. Not even joking.
Crypto's dying, man.
No, crypto's gone. It's done. But yeah, like I think Wuju Sonyo, they definitely have the most recognizable members. They're putting a lot of their members. Was your roommate saying something about crypto? You keep looking over there and smiling.
He's out of business if crypto dies.
But I think like they're doing the best. Starship's doing the best at putting all their members out there. Like.
They have the most visible, like for being a 13 goddamn member group, they have a lot of visible members.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're doing a really good job of spreading their members out, like doing what Gugudan needs to do. So like they're definitely on the upswing in terms of sales. Happy didn't sell nearly as much as I wish, but
I do have to say like
that's not really saying like they're on a downswing now because it's only one song after like. It could just be people didn't like Happy as much.
Yeah, I do have to say though they cannot survive if they keep doing the Black Eyed Peas song type of concept. I think because that's way too saturated at this point for them. But that being said, it looks like the at least from the concept like teasers that we've seen, it looks like they're going way in a different direction.
Yeah, they're definitely not doing Happy Moment again. If this song sounds like Happy again, like I will be extremely surprised because they're doing like EXO weird story teasers and like it's a wizard school with dream like they're going into
Little
dreams and stuff and like
if it's a Little Witch Academia concept,
they have like. They're in school outfits. It's definitely I feel like it's gonna be more in line with Secret and I Wish.
Which I would like definitely.
What they're used to.
There's something about like winter release the Wuju Sonyo that I seem to like because I like both Secret and I Wish. But yeah,
it's a spot.
It's definitely an interesting like track to see, and we'll find out. We're obviously gonna review that. that mini album when it comes out.
Yeah,
But
we'll review that.
It's I'm glad that they're finally like willing to go in like a weird, like even a weirder direction than they were before, even because even with like Secret and I Wish or whatever, it was like weird, like electronic vaporwave kind of stuff. It was still kind of cutesy, and much in the same vein, like Happy was still kind of cutesy. But yeah, this seems like a complete 180, or like not 180, like 90 degree, like different. Yeah, no, 180. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a different style, and I think they can pull it off. I think they can pull it off.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
If it's
we'll see how the
13
song is.
If it's 13-member Dreamcatcher, that'd be lit.
Oh my goodness.
All the teasers are straight up Dreamcatcher. Like the cover of the thing is like exactly like all of Dreamcatcher's albums, but that's because it's about dreams and that type of stuff. So it's like obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's coming out soon too. It's like right around the same time as Wiki Miki.
Yep.
So we'll definitely be reviewing both of those and unboxing all of them because I will buy every version of all of them. And once they're all out, I want to do an IOI unboxing week because I have Chang'e, Gugudan, Wiki Miki, and Mujo Sonyo. So
Yep.
Yeah, and just as like I guess a forward for knock on wood, the day that Wanda One disbands or whenever they start debuting, we'll definitely do a Wanda One State of the Union sort of thing because it's definitely gonna be interesting to follow their groups once they come out of
definitely.
the contract.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get same situation Kang Daniel that Sejong's in where like everyone just hates his group.
Yeah, he just gets hella Ake fans, which is gonna suck. But well, that's for another year.
Yep. Yeah, we got a while before that happens. So okay,
Yep.
I'm good. If you guys are good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So from here, I guess we can go into topic 4, which is one we've been putting off for a while, but it's always relevant, so that'd be why.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the hot sauce out because this is gonna be spicy.
Hot take. So we're basically just going to be ranting about how stupid YG is.
Sounds about right. And now he's gonna
literally
sue
all I
us.
need to know.
He said he's gonna sue people that.
I hope YG doesn't become like a yearly rant, but I wouldn't mind if YG becomes a yearly rant because I have a lot to say about YG. I don't know about you guys.
Oh yeah, this is a long time coming.
Where do we even start? I don't know.
I think we should start with Mix 9 and how
the survival shows that we don't need.
and the variety. So he started a variety show like branch this year or whatever last year, and so he did Mix 9. Nobody watched it. He's stealing all these members from all these groups we care about, like Playback and Luna.
0% rate.
And Ace. And
wait, did Mix 9 really get 0% ratings once?
It got less than 1%.
Less than 1%.
Some people were advertising it as 0.
It gets rounded down.
It's on JTBC, so it's on cable. So that's one reason why.
It's on JTBC and it's not Knowing Bros, so basically it died.
But yeah, nobody watched it, and YG was being really. So I haven't watched. None of us have watched it, so I can't really say I have the content.
No.
But I've heard bad things about YG, just hating on people in it, like idols.
YG being YG, basically. And
then
if you know YG, this is nothing new for him.
And then him being a creeper, and the guy group debuted, and he's like, "Oh, I want the girl group to debut," and no, you leave Playback alone. You leave Luna. Alone.
You leave Luna goddamn alone. And praise freaking Happy Face Entertainment. For having the presence of mind to be you know what? We got what we wanted out of this show. We're out.
Dreamcatcher. Boom.
Yeah, because we would have been screwed basically.
Yeah. So luckily the girl group didn't debut, but now I know Cooper's pissed because Ace is losing some members. Although Ace has also probably lost members to the unit. I haven't seen the finale.
Yeah.
But
so wait, what are they gonna do? Because they're coming to.
Yeah, more than half of their members are
not gonna show up to Toronto K-pop Con.
No, they probably will pull them out. They're probably they'll probably do what Mina and Sejong and Jaehyun.
It's it'll be a Wada Man situation.
Yeah, well, I don't think the group will be a Wada Man, but I think just for that day,
okay,
they'll. I don't think they're gonna go to Toronto K-pop Con and say we have Ace and have 2 members because more than half of the group.
Hey, it's TVXQ.
Yeah, exactly. They'll just cover TVXQ songs. But yeah, so back on the YG rant. But yeah, then he did this weird prison variety show where he sent like celebrities to prison. Like I don't know. If
So
you guys saw
weird.
Why is he sending? He's sending celebrities to prison because
To the dungeon.
He's sending celebrities to prison because he's just trying to like gloat that he got away without going to jail for the whole.
Yeah, exactly. He's the one who should be going to jail.
He literally should be going to jail for conspiracy.
Yeah, conspiracy and fraud.
Yeah.
And then also, it came out recently. He, like paid for some dude who sexually abused some girl.
Yeah,
paid for his court cases and stuff to get him off.
I have this.
It was-
I have like
Okay,
the
you
article up. So yeah,
okay.
it's Lee Jun-ho from Sotaeji and Boys.
Yeah, it was the TG.
Oh well, that's why it's his
like one of his
bandmate.
friends. Yeah, but yeah, he like paid. You can read it.
Yeah, so courtesy of Asian Junkie, I'm just gonna read over like the details. So the fraud was $140,000 of and not paying two people back. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. I'm sure. I know. It's 165 million won.
Yeah, 100. Yeah,
Jesus.
100.
Yeah, and then none of that even takes into consideration the worst offense of all the bunch in which Lee Jun-ho avoided jail time back in 2002 for rape thanks to a settlement. That's insane that you can take a settlement for rape in Korea? Like if you can be convicted of rape.
It's a more high up person, so that's probably why.
He's a famous celebrity.
Yeah. That's crazy though. But that you can. Well, I mean, I'm not surprised considering like Korea is run by chaebol companies and they can get away with literally anything. So it's not surprising that high profile idols can get or like celebrities can get away with that. But that is insane. And I mean, it just you're just so conflicted about YG. It's like, oh, YG, you make like really good groups, but you make really good decisions, but you also make really horrible decisions that make people want to hate you. And I think one of the things that really pissed me off about YG like a long time ago, like I don't know, maybe it was just like AKP like nonsense, but I think CL and a bunch of other YG entertainment artists were on a variety show and. CL was talking about like how YG like never praises them or they'd shit talk like he'd shit talk about them like to their faces like, oh, you guys are ugly or oh, you guys aren't doing well or whatever, that sort of thing. I'm just like,
yeah, it sounds like him.
I'm just like, seriously, dude.
He's basically just a horrible person. It seems like literally everything that comes out about him makes him out to be just this huge asshole.
And I mean, like, granted, okay, there are a lot of assholes and egos in like music in general, but I think YG just takes it to a completely different level.
Well,
how asshole and YG is his own worst enemy. Like, I think that pretty much sums up this entire topic. Like, YG is his own worst enemy when it comes to his like all this personal nonsense. When it comes to running his business. When it comes to like releasing his music.
Let's get into the actual business side of it now. Like personal, like on the variety show stuff. But
they don't release music.
But yeah, like he does not know how to manage. One, he does not know how to manage girl groups at all. Like he could only ever have one. He didn't put crap out for 21. They put out.
Like 21 was the most popular. Like
two full albums.
21 was the most popular.
They put out
K-pop
too many
group
albums
ever.
in like a year of debut, and then 2 full albums in the 10 years after that, before they disbanded. Like they put out literally nothing. Like every other girl group that was in their tier put out like literally 7 times as much music as them.
Yeah, it's insane, and I know there's just so many. There's just so many like stuff that we haven't heard of, or all these dead projects. Like, oh, 21's gonna do an album with will.i.am, or all this
Never
other
came out.
Never came out. They all we heard was like some like they played it at a club or something. Never heard it ever again.
Nope.
Like there's just like all this missing music that never came out from them.
And CL is going to make her American debut. We're still waiting on that.
Well, I mean, she did with
no, she made that garbage
Lifted,
song.
Right, yeah, but she has an album and it's still not out. Which I mean, it might not be entirely to do with YG, but still.
Like you know, YG is on pins and needles when CL is kind of like fed up with his bullshit, because I feel like much like JYP did with Suzy, and YG basically tried to make 21 CL and friends. She was the only one getting solos. She was the only one getting like all screen time. She was the only one getting material.
Hey, JYP gave Faye a solo.
An amazing solo.
An amazing solo.
Yeah.
So.
No, but yeah, it's just like she seemed so fed up. Like CL seems so fed up with YG like not releasing this album, which is why against obviously like she could literally get in trouble for what she did. Like towards the beginning of the year, she released like clips from the music video, and like she released clips of the song. So I mean I don't know if anything's gonna come out of it or whatever, but I mean she's definitely it's definitely not her holding it back. It's YG.
Yeah, and then you get Blackpink where they've put out 5 songs in like 2 years now or whatever, and they still don't have an album, any mini album or a full album. They're supposedly working on one, but who knows if that's.
I don't trust.
Who knows if it'll come out?
Until
it'll come out? How many? Go ahead.
Until I see a mini album with like 4 or 5.
I was gonna say how many
tracks.
new songs will be on it. Like for all we know, this mini album will be the 5 songs from the 2 singles they released, plus a new title track. Like that could be. Yeah, that could be their
scary.
mini album.
It's scary how that actually might exist. Like, that's not
exactly.
Even a joke.
Like that would not surprise me if that happens. It would piss me off, but it wouldn't surprise me.
And I mean,
so yeah, like
I have this article up like right now, like where Jenny had to like basically apologize on a V Live. It's like we don't have music, but like for why they don't have music. It's like he's putting their artists in a bad position, which is not what you want to do. That's like literally the last thing you want to do when you're trying.
Like I mean, the fact that she even said, like she even had to say, we literally do not have any songs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they're just like they don't know.
Yeah, basically to me it seems like the company YG does not know how to handle promoting more than one group. Because like Big Bang and 21,
Big Bang does great.
Big Bang they did great, and they neglected 21 because of it. Now Winner's doing great. And they're neglecting Blackpink and iKON because of it.
Well,
like,
I mean, even Winner's not really doing much right now either.
With really, like that did really well. And now iKON's getting something. And I don't think Blackpink's like I think iKON's new song is doing really well. And I don't think like Blackpink's still getting put on the back burner. And like
honestly, the only group that they had that was a true success was Big Bang, as far as how they were managed and.
Mm-hmm.
Everything being well and all that.
And I think the biggest part of that is because so much of it is GD's creative like input and just the whole group as a whole. They're very they had a lot of input, and that's because they were their first group, and like that was all they had to manage, so they could actually manage them. But then they started adding new groups, and they don't know what to do, and they're just like it's just a mess.
Yeah, everything like I feel like everyone at all the artists at YG succeed in spite of YG, not because of 100%,
YG. Yeah. Like, yeah, I agree. I think maybe not Big Bang, but other than that, 100%, yeah. Like,
it's like I said, he's his own worst enemy, and I'm glad that he technically doesn't pull all the strings, like, because I feel like he doesn't. When it comes to music, unfortunately, like I feel like he's just the one that says, "Nope, not good enough. Nope, your voice still sucks or whatever." But like, it definitely doesn't seem like he controls everything. But then again, we're talking about a guy that's like, "Ooh, what can I do instead of promoting my new idols? Let's make an idol dating show or like an idol dating show."
The idol. We haven't even talked about that. Literally, everyone knows the horrible idea for like idols to date publicly. Like it's the downfall of idols, and it's dumb. Yeah. They should be allowed to do that, but that's not like what idol fans. It's the whole point of idol fans is they're fantasizing that these people are their boyfriend or girlfriend. So let's get them all in trouble by having them date on a variety show and like ruin their lives.
And
like, that's a great idea.
Low key, YG's just looking for a new wife.
Who's even gonna be on that show? Like,
I don't know.
I hope no one. Like, they're not even gonna be able to get anyone out because like. No company outside of YG is gonna put idols on that show.
Like, I swear, if YG puts it,
unless it's like older people, like if it's
if he does, that's just
like maybe you could get like Sojin from Girls' Day or like some of the older idols or like Brown Eyed Girls members or something that are like the age where they're gonna marry and like they're older. But I doubt any of them would want to go on that show. And like the newer idols that are popular, none of those companies are going to put them on that show unless it's all unless it's like straight up from the start proven like it's all fake and it's like we got married type thing.
Yeah.
Then people will go on it, but like if they actually want, like, I don't know, why even call it a dating show at that point? Like It's just dumb.
It's just reality TV.
They should just do like real people instead of idols.
Yeah,
I feel like it'd be more successful for that way.
So there is a show that's kind of like that I heard, like, because
like The Bachelor?
Sojin was on it. No, it's a show where Korean celebrities
That the Gorilla Date or whatever.
Overseas. No, that's different. Gorilla Dates where they just walk around town and like do stuff in public. No, there's a show where Korean celebrities go overseas and like date a foreign dude for like a day or two.
Where do I sign up?
Exactly. Because I know Sojin was on that show. And so, like, her and a couple other Korean celebrities went to, like, it was, like, Belgium or France or something, and, like, just dated, like, these 3 random dudes for, like, a few days.
What?
And, like, filmed
What?
it. So, like, that's a thing. But, like, and that makes sense, like, because you're just dating, like, foreign dudes that you know it's, like, it's not going to be like, you know it's something completely, like, what is the word I'm thinking of? Like, it's not permanent.
It's not real.
Yeah, it's not real. It's not permanent. It was just like, I mean, yeah, it was just like, you know, it's only gonna be for those 2 days. They're never gonna see each other again, probably.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they contact each other over the internet, but and it was older Korean celebrities too. It was like actresses. It was Sojin, who's in her 30s. Like, they're not sending like Kang Mina to Belgium and to date
if
some
Kang Mina
dude.
ends up on the show, I'm entering.
No, so. Yeah, I don't know. Dating show just sounds dumb. And like, YG should have never gotten into variety shows. Like, none of these sound like good ideas or are gonna do well at all.
Why, like just YG can barely manage like the music aspect of it, like let alone just like trying to open up into variety shows. Like, next thing you know, YG's gonna start dramas or whatever. Oh God, he actually might. Oh, why did I say that?
He does have models and actors, so.
Oh no.
It's possible.
Yeah, one of them's in 101.
Actually, I think.
No, Hyunbin didn't make it.
He didn't make it. He's a JBJ. That's right.
I think Lee Jong-suk is under YG. Actually, yeah, he is. He's a really famous K-drama actor. Like, he was in let's see, he was in Pinocchio, which is really popular. I Hear Your Voice, School 2013, stuff like that. Doctor Stranger.
Yeah,
I might have just. It's possible that I've heard of these just because my friend's a really big fan of him, but yeah.
I mean, they have a lot. He has a lot of actors under him, but like,
yeah,
I don't know. I think in terms of that type of stuff, I don't think he really has any.
He doesn't touch it.
He only cares about the music, and if you notice, like, everything. I don't know. I just wish all of the groups were in things like the Black Label and High Grind, just like
High Ground.
I know. I just like pissing Jacob off. Where it's like they can do what they want and like they don't have to deal with
because Black Label and High Ground do fine without YG. Like, that's the genius of YG, is that if you're under the label without where YG doesn't get his like dirty fingers all over it, you do amazing. You do pretty good. So I think,
good.
I'd have to say that pretty much, like, this isn't just conjecture or just like being angry. I mean, we are angry just because, like, if it's coming out that we're angry, it's not because like we hate YG groups or whatever. We love them.
We care about his groups.
Yeah, we care about the groups to the point that it's stupid that they're not releasing music, and to that end, it's hurting them financially now. Like, there's been all these reports of where we're like pretty much YG used to be like up there 1-2 with like SM, but now like JYP's basically like leapfrog them like easily at this point. Between
because
Twice got 7 straight kids.
2PM still makes tons of money with concerts, like because JYP can handle promoting many groups
and multiple groups of the same gender.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, maybe.
No, I mean 2PM does fine. I mean they're all about to go to the army, so they're gonna take a break now. But like they have Stray Kids now, and like GOT7 does great. I mean, when Miss A was around, Miss and Wonder Girls and Twice were all going strong for a year there. Like, I mean, Miss A didn't put anything in, but like Faye and Suzy had releases. Wonder Girls had great stuff.
Whereas literally, like
Twice
Lehigh, 21, CL, and Blackpink can't release anything in the same like decade.
I was say Twice has put out more music than like all of them, and they've been around for like
not
2
even,
years.
Oh my god, you're not even joking. Like if you when you think about it, like all the music that Lehigh and like 21 and Blackpink have released combined is probably I think Twice is definitely
has 2 full albums and 3 mini albums.
And it's Japanese,
and 2 repackages.
And Japanese,
plus 2 Japanese singles.
Like, wait, 2 full albums?
Well, a repackaged full album and a full album.
Yeah, like just
Twice Goes to Lane 2 is a full album.
That's insane.
Yeah,
it's like 12 songs or whatever.
I like it. Like it sounds weird considering like especially if like for people that maybe like becoming as like American music fans, where it's like, oh, why are you pushing them to release music so much? Where it's a weird thing in Korea's mentality where if you're not releasing music, you're not doing good.
I can answer that in 1 sentence or in 2 sentences. Blackpink debuted in August 2016.
Yep.
It is now February 2018. They have 5 songs.
Twice has 5 albums, and they've been debuted around the same time.
Hold on, when did that stick like get popular? Friggin' the artist formerly known as Rich Brian debuted in 2016. He has an entire album out already. Why? How can 88 Rising be a better label than friggin' YG is when it comes to managing multiple artists?
But
yeah,
it's just dumb. Like, I don't know. I don't even know. It's like, I think, like, their stocks have been like dropping constantly. I think a big sign you'll see is if these rumors of Psy leaving are true. Like, there's been
I think
everyone with
that Psy is starting his own company, like not a subsidiary company of YG, like a real his own, just the side label or whatever he wants to call it.
Yep.
Because there was rumors for a while that he was going to start Psy-G as the subsidiary. But now those rumors are he's just leaving YG.
He should leave. He doesn't.
If that happens,
he never needed YG.
That's just like proof that the ship is sinking.
Well, I mean, he Gangnam Style came out while it was his first song at YG.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I could say that, but
yeah, I wouldn't say he didn't need YG, but
I feel like Gangnam Style would have.
He definitely doesn't need YG now.
Yeah, but
yeah,
I do have to say is that pretty much like there's only so many times people can get burned by YG groups, like falling in love with a YG group, not having them release music, and then disbanding or just stuff happening and they just stop releasing. Like, there's gonna be a point where people get burned and they're just gonna be like, I'm not gonna listen to YG groups anymore because why am I going to put myself through this when they're literally gonna release they're literally gonna release like one song every like new millennium or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly a thought I had. I recently went, because I've been recently buying like discographies and stuff to fill out my library, and that's literally a thought I had when buying Big Bang's music. I was like, I almost don't want to buy this to not support YG.
Yeah.
Like, I love Big Bang's music, but I like almost didn't buy it because I just want YG to fail and for his artists to go elsewhere and like actually thrive.
Or no, like we're going to. Here's the plan. We're going to get rich off of Twice Coin, and we're going to have a hostile takeover of YG.
Yep.
We're going to out Fantagio.
I mean, I'm buying all of the IOI groups once that happens anyway, so making IOI entertainment.
Like, seriously, like, it's not just in terms of like fans getting fed up eventually. Yeah, like the investors are going to get fed up where like. Especially with investors that might not necessarily understand the intricacies of the music business, they just see the bottom line. It's just like, hey, you're not releasing music, we're not gonna make money, so why would I invest any type of money into this company?
Yeah, and I mean, I think, I mean, their stock's been on a decline, and I think with all this wasted money going into these dumb variety shows that probably aren't gonna pan out,
no one watches.
Like, it's gonna keep going down. Like, what is he doing? Why is he not like he says? So there are rumors that Winner is filming a music video right now. Like, it came out today. There's rumors that Blackpink's going to release a mini album. Like, iKON actually did release an album. So, like, supposedly those artists are releasing stuff soon. But who knows if that actually pans out. We can't trust them because, like you said, 2NE1 didn't put out anything for, like, forever. Like, they put out so little. We have no idea. And like we said, CL's songs have been ready to go for a year now.
A year, more than a year.
Yep.
Nothing's come out of that.
She put out an apology letter the early last year, being like, we have some stuff. Like even with 21, like, I have some stuff on my own or whatever that I haven't been able to release or whatever. And it's crazy. But like I just say, like, in general, like the downfall of any sort of company is like, it's just like it's the same for like any, like, no matter what field you're in, whether it's like retail or like manufacturing or whatever. It's it's like trying to expand too fast and expanding into stuff that's so stupid that it like has nothing to do.
Yeah, it's not
that's not money. Like that's not what your bread and butter is. Like
going into our other hobby of video games, that's how THQ died. They made that dumb like tablet thing for kids. They made like millions of them, and then they sold none of them.
Yeah,
and they went bankrupt.
Yeah, like there's only so many bad investments you can make before all these investors are like, no, we're not gonna give you our money. You're just gonna squander it on stupid dating shows that you're trying to find a new wife for.
Yeah,
like that's basically the bottom line when it comes to YG. It's it's a ticking time bomb at this point, honestly. Like, either like shit or get off the pot. Either start releasing more music, or everyone's just going to leave you. You're gonna get left behind in the dust, because there's no shortage of good music. There's no shortage of like up and coming like labels that know what they're doing when it comes to promoting their artists. So like YG can't half-ass it anymore. Like you're way past it. Like K-pop is at the point where you can't half-ass it and just get away with making money at this point. So like.
Yep.
There needs to be like a rude awakening at that company.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Jacob?
No, I just I didn't want to keep putting it off just because like there's so much stuff that like keeps irking us over the every week. Every week
we're getting new news. That's like, oh my god, what are they doing?
Yeah, and this is the kind of stuff you read about when companies start going out of business or whatever. I mean,
honestly, if it comes out that they're actually doing something smart, we've been wrong all along, bravo. But until then, get your crap together, YG.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe YG is playing some 5-dimensional chess that we don't understand yet as simple K-pop fans.
He's 10,000 moves ahead, don't you know?
Yeah, but
he's still an asshole.
Yeah,
as a person.
As a person, definitely. I all respect I have for YG is just gone at this point. I'm sorry.
Yep.
And I mean, if I ever meet him, I will literally say that to his face.
It came out a couple weeks ago. He said he's gonna start suing people for slander. I'm like, well, he's gonna sue us after this episode. I dare you. We're American. We have freedom of speech. You can't sue us.
Mr. YG. I dare you to sue me. I dare you. I dare you. I am not afraid of you, little man.
Yeah.
We are afraid of CJ Entertainment because they'll get our YouTube channel deleted.
Please, CJ Senpai, spare us your wrath. But no, seriously, there's only so much YG can do to protect his reputation if he keeps doing all this stupid stuff. So,
yeah.
That's all I have to say. I've said my piece with YG.
I think we're good.
Yeah. So that being said, thanks for listening. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. And you like our stuff. Lately we've been on a big uptrend. So those of you who are new, thank you for joining us.
Hello, new friends from concerts and stuff.
New subscribers, one a day the past week.
Yep.
So welcome. Although we should probably welcome them at the beginning of the show in case they don't listen all the way through.
Probably not gonna listen to this anyway. And also, just heads up, we have some unboxings coming up.
Yeah. I unboxed Twiceland, the opening Blu-ray. I unboxed Susie's album, and I unboxed both versions of Chungha's album. But like I said, for the Chungha album, I think I might save it for after Wujusoni and Wiki Wiki come out and just do a week. But Susie and Twiceland hopefully get out by the end of this week or next week.
Yep.
Same with my vlog for Astro, which I promised to release and keep it under 20 minutes or so. But amazing concert. You'll see all the stuff about it soon.
Speaking of which, I did actually watch the Twiceland Blu-ray. It was
great, wasn't it?
It was very good. Well, they literally okay. So it's funny because I didn't realize how long ago this was. But it was the day Knock Knock came out. So it's a year. They performed it at the end, as the second encore. Because they were the music video is coming out in 3 hours. Be sure to watch it. And then they performed it. But they actually performed every song from their first 3 mini albums.
Wow.
Nice.
And,
Like
then
all-
they did amazing covers. They did freaking
What,
Formation.
but those aren't
Man,
those
that
aren't
would've-
on the Blu-ray.
No.
That would have been.
I was a little upset, but I
That
knew
would have
they
been like that'd be 100% worth it.
I
to
knew
go
they
to.
wouldn't because one, licensing fees are a
They
bitch.
gotta pay for it.
And two, like then like you don't need to go to the concert. You just watch the Blu-ray. Like, I
Yep.
mean, sure, obviously you get the concert experience, but because that's why like after Sochi, I have Sochi's first DVD, first concert on DVD, and they actually did get all the licensing for all the songs. Like Tiffany's Umbrella is on there, and
Yep.
like Yuri's Two Step, and Jessica's Barbie Girl. I'm a Barbie Girl. It's so bad. But yeah,
Iconic though.
they paid all the licensing fees, and then I was really upset because the second concert they didn't, so we didn't get Lady Marmalade,
Yep.
Taney cover, and I
You can find it on YouTube though.
Yeah, but I didn't buy the
It
concert
exists in
DVD
YouTube.
because
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah. No point.
yeah. But I did buy this one. It was worth it. It had really good behind the scenes too. It had like
Yep.
over an hour of behind the scenes
Yep.
stuff. So
Look forward to the unboxing of that. You unboxed it, right?
yeah, I unboxed it, but
Yeah,
I unboxed it
okay.
before I watched it. So like that's why I wanted to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So-
I think that wraps everything up.
On young,
Stay
Goodbye.
creamy.
probably.
Thrivingly creamy.
Damn it. He started Fantagio like 10 years ago, and he's been basically he got rooted out of his own company, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So it's sort of began to affect. It affected Wikimiki's comeback schedule. They were supposed to have to come back, I believe, in January or like this.
They're supposed to be the end of January, so it would have happened by now.
But it's